I just arrived here, and I just went to Texas Skatem, and I went to go visit and hopefully talk to Randy Johnson, and she works at the Texas Skatem, which is a roller skating rink. And as I'm walking right now, they're electrocuting the shit out of me. Okay, since the minute, okay, this is a real straight girl. I got her number many years ago, and when I was in my early 20s. And there's a whole story behind why I ended up not going to her house, because she invited me to her house. And she's a beautiful girl. And, brunette. And, anyway. So on my way there, the bus driver started to act very threatening toward me and said something to me. You got to put your phone straight. I already told you to put it straight last time, and getting an attitude, and then tells me, this is just on my way there, because they know where I'm going, right? Because this is all but transgenders and faggots that are fucking attacking me, and the person was acting obnoxious when I first got on the bus to intimidate and threat that we can rape you whenever we want to, because this is transgender attack movement on you. Because I'm going to go, talk to this straight girl. She invited me to her house many years ago. Okay, so I go there. As soon as I get there, guy's front desk, and I think it's one of her sons. She had a kid right after I stopped talking to her. And there's a whole story. I don't know if those remember what had happened. So I end up getting there to the front desk. It's fucking very hot outside. It's like a 40-minute walk. And even from getting from the bus stop. And once I get there, I talk to the guy, and they're already waiting for me. Like I can tell. And I think this kid, I seen him in a picture, looks like one of her son's kids. I mean, one of her son's friend's kids or something. Who knows? Maybe it was her kid. I don't know. Kind of looked like it could be possibly her son. Because I think her son is now like 17 or something like that, 18 maybe now. Anyway, said, can I have an application? Is Randy Johnson there? And I leave. And I was like, oh, she's not in right now. I don't know when she's going to be here. So I was like, all right, can I get an application? He goes, yeah. Get an application. I said, I'm going to attach a resume. I'm going to sit down and fill out the application. As soon as I sit down, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go use the restroom. So I take my application to the restroom, use the restroom, and then get back out. I go back to where I was going to sit, but somebody's already there. So there's a lot of people there, a lot of kids, parents or whatever. They're all gay and transgender. Everyone there. When I sit down at the table, this individual starts slamming. This is a transgender that starts with her hand slamming the fucking table, like to reassure transgender rape. Okay, this is what this person is doing. They're gay pride on me, and I'm just filling an application. I'm not paying attention to any. And there's all this noise, and they have these strobe lights like it's a club, or kind of like a club, right? And there's other people skating. I'm not paying attention. I'm just at this little picnic tables filling out this application, and she keeps slamming on the fucking table really fucking hard. So I can't pay attention, and I have to turn over to this person. I said, can you not do that? Do you not see that I'm filling an application? And she's doing it because, like, to intentionally just to get my attention, that you do as I tell you to do. Okay? And it's for the transgender movement. Okay, this person is dead, and to my understanding, and this is what they're doing to me. And you can tell that they're all ganging up on me. There was even this, like, little black kid in front of me, this little baby kid, this little black kid in front of me, right? And then is climbing up, and I'm not really paying attention, and this person is slamming the table. And I can kind of tell, like, everyone is ganging up on me. Like, you can sense that they're, like this. Like, you better do our gays run everything. Our transgender, we can fuck whoever we want. And I tell this person, can you not do that? He goes, oh, I'm sorry. And she's playing me stupid when she's looking at it. And I says, yeah, I know. And I say that immediately, like, yeah, I know you can see me fill an application, and I don't say that, but I said, yeah, I know. And I kind of put my hand like, stop. And I continue filling out an application. I get up, get something, some soda, or I'm sorry, before I sit down after going to the bathroom, I get some soda, and I can tell that this person, they start electrocuting me with this electronic device. Whatever it is, 1 second, hold on. I can tell that this person, as soon as they start talking, says, yeah, I need to spend $1 more, a $5 minimum, and then turns on the electrical device, and he goes, yeah, you have to spend $1 more, and I can feel the vibrations like electrocuting me, and it's some like Asian kid, but he looks like in his 20s. He looks like he's 23, and I'm always trying to be polite and say, okay. So I sit down, fill out the application, then that's when that lady starts slamming, the transgender starts slamming the table, because this is how they condition me to be a DJ. This is how they train me, and this is what the accomplice of these rapists, these transgender motherfuckers are doing to me. Okay? I get up, finally finish my application after 20 minutes, and then I go to the original front desk where I got the application, and I say to someone else that, because the guy wasn't there anymore, it was just one lady, it was a transgender old lady, and I said, can you give this to Randy Johnson? I had attached my resume, I put my GED certificate, TABC, which is alcohol permit, and food handler's license. And I said, can you please make sure, I'd like to set up an interview if it's possible. Now, Randy's straight. She's a real heterosexual, real female. She ain't no bullshit transgender, none of this. She's not. And so, lady didn't seem obnoxious, really, at least the one at the front desk. But I can tell she was kind of like, oh, they know that she's straight, and everyone knows about the raping that happened with me, the transgender, and them shooting me with electronic devices. So this person is obviously not going to be fetching out for anyone else other than transgender death and for the movement. But I could tell there's something that's going on. I get back on the bus, and sure enough, the bus driver, once again, is in this defense. You can tell this is about Kenneth Cooper and the transgender faggot movement. 100%. Up and down everything. I don't say anything. I just try to stay polite at all given times and just go about my business. I get here, okay? As soon as I get here, I don't know if you can see this, but I have some beans that I have been cooking. And then as I'm walking through the door, walk down the hall, this is how they prepare me, because how they raised me. This is how this is how these faggots and all these gays are doing this in the house. It smells like shit. It smells like feces. Like this, they just took a bunch of shit in the fucking bathroom. All the lights are turned off. I'm walking down the hall and you can smell it. But the reason they do that is because I know I have my beans, that they're playing these sick psychological games. And it smells, and I come into my room and it smells like shit. And this is what these faggots are doing. And as soon as I'm laying in this bed, they start electrocuting me violently, opening, closing the doors, and I can feel the shudder of the vibrations it's shooting into my body. And it is because Randy Johnson's straight. I don't know. She says she's single, which I'm pretty, obviously you would not put single if you weren't single on your Facebook, especially when it comes to girls. Now, I didn't have a long history with Randy Johnson. I met her at a club, and we spoke for a bit. I got her number, and I left. It was at Club Plush. And, but this was a long time ago, and this is in my early 20s, and I was like 24, 25. I was like 25 or 26 years old. And yeah, I was about 25, 26 years old, and this is where I saw several other people that I recognized, including one of the there was a real famous porn star that I saw there, but he had nothing to do with Randy Johnson. And I thought they may have murdered him. I thought they may have killed him, or I don't know what had happened, but I know he's a real famous porn star. Big black guy, looks like an NFL football player, and I remember there was conflict there with him and some other gay tall dude, and I remember that. I remember watching because he was just having a good time dancing, and I remember him just glancing over at me like, yeah, like we're straight guys, like we're here for the women, you know, like see what women, you know. And he was just having a great time, and I could see how there was a gay guy in a pink shirt, like trying to punk him out or trying to. And this guy's big, but you know you could tell it was a fetching out for control, and but I wasn't involved. I was on the other side of the club, and I got Randy Johnson's number, and I called her and I spoke to her over text message, probably a number of times, for about a week or something. And I was just, you know, kind of slow pacing it, and she wanted me to come over. I was like, well, and you know, she said she lived in Rowlett, and I was going to go to her house, but I wanted to talk to her, and I don't know what, it was like a week later. I had spoken to her for a couple of days, and she had said, why don't you come to the club? And I was like, okay. So I go to the club, driving, and I get a flat tire. Like I'm stranded in downtown Dallas, and it's like 12 o'clock at night. The club closes at 2, and get a flat tire. And I have to change the tire, and I was totally bummed out. And there was people following me. I swear to, promise to God, I had to pull over on the side of the road, and I'm putting the spare on my tire because the tire was flat, and there was people following me, taunting me. I swear, I promise to God, like it was these faggots, and this, like, he was like with some trans, or I don't know, the girl could have been straight, blonde girl, and he was a blonde guy and a blonde girl. I don't even know who these people were. I had no idea who these people were, and didn't know, and they were just by them, you know, there were just a couple. There were a couple, and you could tell this blonde guy was gay, 100%, and he was trying to engage. I didn't say anything, and I was like changing my tire for like 30 minutes, and I was like, man, I better get home because back then I didn't have I had a cell phone, but I didn't have the touch screen. And I didn't know exactly how the directions were to get exactly there, and I had to like map it out. It was really difficult. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to show up maybe next weekend or tomorrow or some other day. And I told Randy, I was like, oh, I'm on my way, and I didn't show up. So I thought that maybe she thought I wasn't going to show up, and it wasn't that. I was stuck in downtown with a flat tire, and I tried texting her after, and I think she thought I stood her up, and then I never heard from her again. Within a couple of weeks, or a couple of months, I think she ended up getting pregnant, and but when we were talking over text message, she wanted me. It was 100%, like, you know, she was interested just as much as I was interested in her, without a doubt, because I'm the one that texted her and contacted her, and she was a jewel. She was a beautiful girl, such a jewel. And but anyway, I wanted to make this video because there's not a doubt in my mind there had been a huge pile of crap, you know, that was coming all over her, like a bunch of fucking parasites, without a doubt. I mean, because anyone that I had ever associated with or was coming went after those people, including friends, and turned as many people as against me as they can. But I wanted to make this video because as I'm even coming into this room, they're plunging themselves at me, and these are faggots and gays, and they're electrocuting the shit out of me. And they're playing their psychological game for their gays and transgenders. She's a real female. She's a real mother. She's the real deal. And she's a beautiful girl. Now, just because I'm going there doesn't mean this is, other than me filling an application and maybe talk to her, set up an interview, or maybe get a job there. I don't think, in my opinion, just because of all the stuff that's going on, but I figured I would stop by at least and make my efforts. So, I remember when she texted me, she was like, come over here, baby. Like, in the sense of, like, we were kind of flirting with each other. So, anyway, that ended pretty short, and that was the end of that. And but I thought I'd make a video. I don't know what happened to turn in her life. I don't know if she had more kids. I just know she had a child, and I remember seeing the tattoos on her. She had a tattoo, large tattoos on her back, which there's angel wings, and she had these angel wings on her back, and I remember that. And she was dressed all beautiful, and she was a waitress there. And at that time, that was a pretty big club. Plush at that time was a major club. So I thought I'd make a video on this. I was very delighted to see her, as much as she was delighted to see me. But, you know, I'm 42 years old. This was like, 17 years ago. This is 18, 19 years ago. I hope she's safe. I hope that whatever is happening, it doesn't turn into something bad. And I hope the best. Hopefully I get a call. It'll be a miracle if I get a phone call and see her in person, because she works there. Apparently she's been working there for a very long time, and it's a family-owned business. But why not? It's worth a try. Maybe I get to talk to her and see what's going on in her life. Maybe she's single. She says she's single. But I thought I'd stop by, and this is the containment of what these homosexuals are doing. They're shitting in the fucking bathroom as I'm walking by. I mean, everything's a psychological twisted game they're playing on me. Everything is. Zapping me, closing in and out the doors, electrocuting me with these electronic devices, shuddering my body violently, very, very violently all over my body. You can feel the electrical charge that they're electrocuting my body, like tasering me. And they do this, and it's just not doing it when they're doing it. They do it with intention to affect me in a particular situation. Maybe dropping an item on the ground and then closing the door, or then shouting out something, saying no, and then shut the door on me. And then you feel the shutter of the door, and it's way down the hall or one of the other rooms, and you can feel the electrical charge that shoots into my body. But anyway, I thought I'd make a video. Dropped off a resume and GED verification, high school education, TABC, like I said earlier, which is alcohol permit, and food handler's license. Hopefully she gets to take a look at it, and I just sent her a text message, but I'll see what happens.